Yes, welcome to yet edition of Josh Stars Live. Glad that you're watching us. Thank you for subscribing and actually keep the fire burning. I thank you that you are embracing this channel for its conversation and serious matters. Let's keep it, share it. So a lot has been transpiring since last week. We last had a chat where we had a show about drugs and sort of that and the politics with Mr. Charles dissecting here and there. We're going to talk about today is the main topic, that is the ODM and what we saw as the Baba's agreement where he joined Ruto's government has turned out to be a mess, and it might take a life of once a great party that was the ODM, because of where we saw that Sifuna was dropped actually, and as soon as that had transpired, he came out and alerted, made an alarm and said, I'm going to start a movement and I'm going to be moving around Kenya, trying to spread what really and the goals what Baba truly believed in, because we should all remember that Baba came into coalition with Ruto. It wasn't a written agreement, though it was a gentleman's agreement, not like we used to see it in the Kenyatta era where he came. They signed, but here it was only a gentleman's agreement, and he was given some few ministries, like the Mbadi where he is now, and the Gladys are also enjoying. So after his demise, we saw that there was chaos. Everyone was coming out saying, Baba told me this, Baba told me that, Baba told me this, and there have been a lot of between those extremists, between those sides of the extremists, that is the side of Gladys and Johnny Mbadi, and plus the other side of the Babu and Sifuna. For them, they are saying Baba didn't leave us to support Ruto come 2027. He just made a coalition so that he can make peace after the Gen Z protest. So we saw that he was kicked out, and some people actually were happy about this. But remember, we talked about this in our analysis back in December. We told you, by the way we see things, it might turn out before 2027 that we have another ODM within the ODM. But today we're going to analyze how does this affect and actually cost the current government, that is Ruto. Was it really necessary for Ruto to pursue this? Because we all know that this is just not a dog wagging its tails, but someone is wagging its tails, and that is the president himself, that is Ruto, because of what we've been seeing, Oburu and those that are gaining from the government, and they were saying that they shouldn't leave Ruto's government, and those who need, actually they have a chance, they have to leave. That's how we saw that there was a lot of mass exit of people from the ODM just right after Sifuna was dropped, and we don't know how it might turn out in the future or in the coming weeks. So here's the point. Sifuna dropped and other people dropped, where we saw that even the Babu hasn't been in good terms with those that are working with the government. The exit of Sifuna from this, it means a lot. Remember, this is a party they have built together with Baba. You could literally see when Baba came out to speak, Sifuna had a hand in all that he was saying. His demise meant a lot. And as I told you, it was a big blow to Ruto's government. Ruto has been trying to not to be a misery to his government, and he has tried really to control it. But I really don't know how it turned out that he accepted a subterfuge like Sifuna and Babu to be let loose. That is to let them go and exit the party. Why am I saying this? Because it's actually easy for an incumbent like Ruto or a government of Ruto like Saizi to control Sifuna and Babu when they are working together and they are within the same sphere, but it will be hard for them to control them when they are let loose. First of all, these are the people. Sifuna now is seen as a kingpin in the other side of the Luya Nyanza region, sort of that. We all agree that Ruto that don't have the numbers, but we also agree the same that in the same context that Sifuna has and his guys, that is the opposition that he has just joined, though he's been in opposition, but the composition of the Gachagua and the Kalonzo and the other Matiang'i and sort of that, because for them they have been in opposition but within the same bed or with the government of Ruto, but right now it's let loose, and that is what we're saying. So what I'm saying is this subterfuge, Sifuna wouldn't have been let loose to walk around the nation as he's now going to do. We're going to see a lot of people coming out to show sympathy to Sifuna and those that are working with him, and this might cause a lot. Most especially our guy that is Sakaja, where we're seeing that Babu has now, as Babu is been having his power around, and he's been a powerhouse in Nairobi and the country's national politics, but right now it's doubled actually, and that is Sifuna also coming back, and this might cause a lot of trouble to Ruto, where he will need to find a coalition soon as possible, maybe with the guys from Mountain Kenya and sort of that, where we see that though his current deputy president comes from that side, it might be hard actually because of the way he's been treating the former deputy president, that is Gachagua Ligathi, and a lot of people are tired of him because of his economic policies that tackle that give a chance to big corporations and those that are well in good position financially, and leaving out those who are struggling, that is the micro sector, the wananchi that are trading and mitumba and sort of that, the everyday life people, that's how we can call it, that his policies don't tackle them. And though he has made a lot of money, as I told you in our previous shows, that I think personally that Ruto will win the next election, but we also told you that we saw this coming to pass because of there was a lot of extremism on the side, every side, and the people who could bring about consensus, they are all they don't have the energy to come. Remember, these are youth compared to the other professors. These can no longer hold the thing together, where we think that Babu and Sifuna on the other side and Gladys and John Madi, they have the power, they are near the government, so they have all the tools at their disposal to make sure that Ruto goes through. What this might cost, it's going to reduce a lot of Ruto's legitimacy come 2027, because even though there might be a lot of rigging and sort of that, as people might anticipate, it won't bring legitimacy to Ruto's government, and actually it might be harder than the first time it had been. Why? Only if Ruto accepts that the democracy really prevails in Kenya and accept defeat. Because let's take it through. Let's imagine where Gachagua is coming to the table, Matiang'i and sort of that, the Kisii people, and we're seeing that the Babu and Sifuna and Ndindi Nyoro coming to the table. How do you see that team? All are working on the sympathy. Let's leave alone the fact that they don't have the plan and sort of that. But let's focus on what they bring to the people. They bring the masses, they bring the people, and these people believe in them, and they believe that Ruto hasn't been a good guy in the government. And as you will see, some of the movement that are actually, those I haven't even mentioned them, those are the movement of the Gen Zs. I actually hosted one of them on my show today, and we will get to see that interview also, where he came out and fired against Ruto's government and sort of that. But probably also, let's assume they join these guys, and they also, because for them they are alleging that they don't want these guys that have been working Ruto and sort of any old guy. They don't want to talk about any old guy. That is the movement of the Gen Zs. That's what for them they are saying. And let's assume they join also. Do you think Ruto can win this election? Let's think that he has won it. Do you think it can be the same? Why? Ruto has the wise men and all the great people in this nation, that is the wealth families, they are behind his back. But I will tell you that the middle class, leave alone the fact that Kenya is the middle class, we're talking about the status of the communities, the middle class and those that are in the lower sector where we see a lot of poverty, they don't support Ruto. And these are the majority. So this is going to be, even if there's a lot of bribing, they might actually be ascended into voting him, but they will actually protest it. Why? It's only the policies. I'll be frank with you. In this, there is nothing right or wrong. It's about the policies. And we should all remember that all African governments are puppets of the West. Why am I saying this and not the East? Why am I saying this and not the East? Because we should all remember that Ruto's government was about to fall, where he was trying to pretend that he no longer wants a connection between the West and the Kenyan government, and he was going for the West, for the East, that is China and Russia. There was a shake-up. There was a lot of external forces that saw this guy's government in need of fall. They were testing him and trying to streamline him, telling him, we are the people that govern this, though you are kind of puppet to us, you know. Remember that period? That is when we saw Baba came out. Baba came out unknowingly to save Ruto. But it turned out that the West also used this chance, and Ruto accepted to work with them again. That's when we saw things came out outright, and he still stayed. The coming election is going to be a shape-up of external forces, of the coalition between tribes. And in this context, if at all Ruto manages to do a coalition with some of the Kikuyus, because he has the numbers in his Kalenjin tribe and some of the people in the rural areas, he has the numbers there. So these people are just moving around and they're having the vibe. If he manages, at least to get some numbers, just in case, to prove that his government was actually brought into power for the second term legitimately, because he will definitely have to rig an election to have some certain numbers. If at all, the Lord is with him and these guys fail to consolidate all the support that they are having around the nation, that is to say, from the Gen Z movement, the Gachagua, the other Musyoka, the other guys, name them all, the Babus and sort of that, the Winnie and sort of that. Because even if they try to consolidate it all, they still not way with Ruto. But if at all they fail to consolidate all this power, then it will be Ruto would have just outrightly won them. And that should be Ruto's prayer, that they don't consolidate. He should actually invest more in seeing the division in the opposition, than trying to play politics of manly, you know, like trying to say that let's wait, because someone might come actually consolidate his power and tell them, no, you know what, come and we work together. Because let me tell you, for the Gen Z movement, they don't want to have any position in the current government or the coming government. For them, they need someone who will do what they wish and they want, that favors their movement and favors the young people. So if someone comes and consolidates the power, that we saw last time, where they failed to get someone who can come lead them to the state house and actually request for that power, that's where the things stopped from. And Baba used that chance also to consolidate power with his old dogs, because they were seeing that it was time to bow down, and that's where they came out with full force to consolidate what they have been, what they have worked for all the ages, and we saw they achieved it. through a lot of things with the reverse psychology at play, where we saw they brought in goons in during the protest, and people's goods were robbed and plundered, you know. That's where wananchi came out and said, no, you know what, though we need you, our kids, to come and protest on behalf of us, but on our behalf, but we can't stay in this poverty post the riots and the changing of the government. That's where the Gen Z protest actually lost all the meaning. And when Baba joined the government, it froze. So that has been our analysis, and we are seeing that if at all they consolidate power, they must shake up Ruto's government. If they don't, they won't, because Ruto is now still firm. He has the resources, he has made a lot of money through the macro policies, economic policies, and he has all the big dogs in the nation, the billionaires and the wealthy families. So that means they can give you thou all 200, then you vote for them. How do you see that? People are poor. Definitely people are poor. I won't lie to you. Whenever I see, leave alone the statistics. But definitely on the ground, people are not well. People are not well, most especially when you hold economy in a way that you are dispersing money, giving out in a way that you're dispersing money, giving out some handouts and sort of that. That is not good for economy. Yeah. Most especially in this age where we're seeing a lot of youth want smooth life. That has been for you today. It's been Josh Times Live. I hope you share this content, and that's it. Also, we need your comments there in the comment section there. You can let us know what you think and give your opinion. If you want to join me on the show and give your opinion, I'll be glad. Thank you for now. Bye-bye.